Podcast. Episode 937. Welcome to the show.
Ooh, hi, Sus. Hi, Sus.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay. Yeah, we were just chatting beforehand about the end of summer, or the end of like this no school summer.
Yeah, which might as well be the end of summer for all of us.
I guess so, but it stays warm for a while.
Yeah, but I'm hearing on all the commercials, like when I hear commercials on TV, they're like, end of summer clearance, summer over. And I'm like, stop saying, shut up, TV.
I know, I hate that.
I don't want you to talk about that.
I know, they're always wishing everything away.
Yeah. They're already getting set up over at Michael's. Halloween's practically over.
Right, time to give thanks.
Yeah, for real. That's how fast they go through it over there. I'm like, Jesus Christ,
Let's calm down.
calm down, everybody.
Capitalism.
Yeah.
Jeez.
What are we doing?
Jeez Louise. How are you?
I'm good. You know,
Hey.
just I'm on that back from camp little like
Come down.
the come down and
to reality.
Yeah, somebody said this to me. They're like, "Oh, do you have like reverse culture shock when you come back?" You know how like because I've been in the woods in camp and it's so like different than regular life. Now I'm
Yeah.
back here and I'm like, "Oh, I got to make my own food. I got to pay bills. Can't I just make friendship bracelets?"
That's a rude awakening.
It is. So I'm dealing with that, but I'll manage.
Yeah, you got to put one foot in front of the other. And I guess I should break the news to them. I already told Sarah, and it's a very funny tale, which is as if you follow me on Instagram, as you know, my son succeeded in his goal of good behavior at school.
we're
From
very proud of him.
February to June, he was detention free.
That is impressive.
You ain't kidding.
Like, Seuss.
It was impossible. I made a deal believing it was impossible.
So, yeah, sure, I'll take that bet. Like that.
Sure, I'll get you a panda.
Right,
I'll
whatever
get
the
you
fuck you
whatever,
want.
a dinosaur. But little did I know how much my son wanted a cat.
Yeah, he's motivated.
He really was. And he said it was hard. And he was just really like sitting on his hands, basically.
Oh, I use
Just-
that trick too.
Yeah. Probably literally and metaphorically trying
Yeah.
to control himself. So we went to the cat cafe.
How
And
does
this
one
is-
discover? Hang on. I have to ask a question about every part of this. As a non-cat, a cat appreciator.
Yeah, yeah,
Not a fan, I would say.
yeah.
How does one discover a cat cafe? Is this like you were walking by one day and it was like, oh, the cat cafe? Or did you seek this out?
They're everywhere.
You're saying that like they're Starbucks. I have
mean,
never
there
seen one
are-
in my life.
You aren't dialed in.
Okay, that's it. You got to be dialed in.
Because
To the,
I can name 4 right off the top of my head, right in the neighbor, like close by.
okay.
There are a
this is-
lot of cats.
this is-
We have a cat problem.
I
in
gotta
this
try to find a
country.
cat cafe.
Yeah, this one was called Cat's Nat, which is a term in Pittsburgh. We always a nat is like, etc. Like
Oh.
I'm going down there to get some hot dogs and that.
Oh, like and that and that and that and
yeah,
that and
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Got
Okay.
and that.
So it's called Cat's Nat. But it's just cats. There is nothing else. There is no etc. So I guess it's,
This is so funny to me. Every part about this seems like a storyline in Bob's Burgers. The good old writers at Bob's Burgers can just take
yeah,
this
they
story
can lift it.
and boom,
Yeah.
there's an episode or two.
So you go to the cat cafe, and it's really just a room full of like pillows and things, like towers and cat toys and everything. And there's just people like laying around with cats.
Do they serve food or
No,
coffee?
that's why they shouldn't call it a cafe.
I'm very confused.
Not even coffee, nothing.
So it's just a room with stuff that people pay to go touch cats in.
yes,
Okay.
Yes.
I have heard it all.
it is. Maybe we should do that for a living because it is $10 for a half hour, which I
Whoa!
think is quite a bit, personally. See?
That's
We're in the wrong biz.
the wrong biz.
But anyway, you go in and there's all these cats and I mean, listen.
Man, you could get a cat for like the same price as like a cheap hooker.
Right. And more
Like
love.
$10 for half an hour. I mean, that's kind of sounds like
I know. I should have been more satisfied when I left.
right.
And a lot of these cats are ones that, like you'll just be like, does that cat have 3 legs?
Oh, no.
Or like, like they'll be like, oh, its eyes are a little crusty today. Like sometimes it's the ones that need extra care, right?
Yeah.
And that's nice. They need a home too.
They do.
But I wasn't in the market for one of those, okay?
No.
So I thought I was window shopping at the cat cafe. I was not going to bring one home. We just thought we'd take a look. But we did see this adorable gal named Kathy.
The cat named Kathy.
Chatty Kathy, which we now know why she was called that.
Oh.
But
That should be a
Kathy
sign.
is very self-assured, very cute, and we like black cats, so
Yes.
her coloring really fit with our color scheme. Because I want all of the fur to be the same color. If I'm wearing black, no one's going to
This
see it.
makes
That's
total
kind of
sense.
the deal. Yeah.
Yes, that's like the running joke. Why do witches have black cats? Because they wear black clothes.
Oh my God, that is exactly right.
Yeah.
Okay, that isn't even a joke. That's just good sense.
That's just good. Yeah. That's just sense.
So we were like, you know
Because
what?
the cats or the witches are women, and women are like, ugh, we're the ones cleaning the house.
Right.
Let's just make the cats the same
Yeah.
color as the
They're
clothes.
just sensible.
This was not a good luck, bad luck thing or
Yeah.
evil spirits. This had more to do
Exactly.
with fashion.
yeah,
and housework.
classic capsule wardrobe. And
Yes. And a desire to not vacuum.
Yeah, exactly. So we fell in love with Kathy and she was the gal for us, okay?
Yes.
But there's always like an asterisk
Oh, no.
with these places, right? And it turns out Kathy has a sister
Oh, gosh.
and her name is Mary.
This also
And-
seems like a Susie House name.
It does. It does. And after we committed to getting Kathy,
Oh, well, you're in.
you go home, you have to get your other cats vaccinated and all this stuff. And so there's like a window between the time.
Yes.
And
yes.
that's when they do the old, since you were here, Kathy and Mary became bonded.
Oh, no. You are a sucker.
Right. Right. Which
You
is
are a sucker.
this is my new favorite conspiracy theory, by the way. That I don't even think there is such a thing.
That's a lot. I don't either. They're so resilient. They would be friggin' fine.
They don't even like me, and I give them their food.
And
you
the
know?
fact that they're like, since she came to the cat cafe.
That's
So
right.
it's like basically, you know what this is? This is two people who have never met go on a challenge
No, they are
together.
sisters. They're biological
Oh,
sisters.
Okay. Well, when you said, okay,
It's like me and you.
that's what I thought. I was like, these are just two people who went on a challenge together and they're like, we're best friends now and we can't leave each other's side. Okay, they're sisters. I'll sort of allow it.
They are sisters, but when I was there, she made no mention of bonding.
Okay.
There was no talk of that. This came later after we committed to Kathy.
Oh my God.
So,
this is so
long
funny.
story short, we have 4 cats.
Oh my God. You've officially crossed into numbers that are greater than,
Oh my God, humans.
yeah. And also like when you have more than 3 of anything, you are now that you are
A collector.
you are a collector of that thing.
Yeah, because they outnumber us now.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Like who is it? Who's the funny comedian that we saw who's got the wife who's the therapist who we saw
yeah.
and I can't
What's
remember
that
his
guy's name? Evan? No.
It sounds close to that. Ian.
We got there. Ian
something.
Bragg?
Ian Bragg.
Bragg.
Gosh, we're good.
Slash
But
bad.
he does a whole bit about how his wife has 2 pugs, then they like were pug sitting, and then they had 3 pugs, and walking 3 pugs is like, nope, that is one more pug than any human should be allowed to have.
right.
And it's totally the same. It's like, nope, now you have 4 cats. That's more
It's
cats
weird.
than you're
It's
now.
weird.
You're on the radar of the animal control side where
my
you
God,
get
yeah, I
another
gotta
one.
register
You're
them.
yeah, that's a hoarding situation.
Right. On the precipice of being one of those people.
Yeah,
Well, they are adorable.
that's really cute.
So cute and fun and naughty and precocious.
Are we
And
keeping the names? No.
Do you have
that's a
any
no.
suggestions?
Well, yeah, I want one of the cats to be named Rhonda.
Oh, I did float that idea.
It was
Nobody
denied.
took the bait, and I really thought that was going to be a
Here's
hit.
what you do. You just play Help Me Rhonda over and over, like every few hours. And then you have to subliminally plant this in their head.
This
And then
is
they're like,
true.
huh, and that name does sound good. And you have to be like in a really good mood. And like while the song's playing, you like give your kid a cookie or something so that you're like, see what we're doing here?
Pavlovian.
Yeah.
We'll try all of the tricks.
Yeah. And then
All
you'll
right,
end up
I'll
with a
try
cat
because
with
I
your
do
name.
like that name.
Rhonda, get down from there. Yes.
Yeah, it's funny. It's just
Very funny.
all right. I'll
Rhonda
keep
and
trying.
Kathy, they
beauty of
work in
cats,
HR
too.
together, or those two go on vacation,
And
but
I feel
only on
like Kathy,
cruises.
Her meow's a little raspy, like she smokes. You know.
Oh yeah,
She's
yeah.
rough.
Come on,
She's
well,
been through a
chatty
lot.
Kathy. She's
She
Chatty.
meows all day long, all
oh
day.
my god. What is she talking about over there?
She wants just to go around the house and just meow at us. That's all. But the beauty of cats slash the ridiculousness of them is that you can just change their name every day if you want.
Yeah, you could.
You can call them whatever you want. They don't care.
Here's the funny thing: you could do that as a person.
That's true.
You could just be like,
But not dogs.
You should call me Rainbow today.
That's true. But everyone would adjust. Dogs are not that way.
Oh no, they're not even going to look at you unless you call them. That's why I didn't change Bo's name, my dog that I had.
Yeah, of
but then I'm like,
course.
what kind of moron names a dog something that rhymes with no?
Oh,
Bo,
Yeah.
no. She was so confused.
that is a really good point.
I'd be like, no. She'd be like, I'm sorry. And I'd be like, Bo. She'd be like, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh.
That's right. Poor Bo.
Poor Bo. Justice for Bo.
No wonder she had anxiety.
No wonder.
Oh my God.
Could you
Well,
imagine?
This actually is a perfect transition to one of my topics.
Okay.
I read this really cute article in National Geographic that I'm going to tell you all about after I tell you about something that helps me see my articles better, and that is my Pair eyewear.
Yes. They've got really cute different sunglasses now.
No way.
They've got like different lenses.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really good to know because I would love some more of those because they have the magnetic toppers. That's what she's talking about. They can go over your prescription like glasses,
Yeah.
and then you got your sunglasses.
Everything in one.
Everything in one. And you can
Yes.
get different, you're telling me different lens styles.
You don't
now.
need that whole drawer that's full of sunglasses that
Which-
you never wear.
Yes. In our home, it's a basket.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like, and it's just like,
I got a whole freaking drawer in my nightstand full of them. I don't use any of them, and it's taking
Yeah.
up so much space. Get rid of that. That's a whole drawer I could use for something else.
get rid of it and just put a topper on your
Yes.
regular old frames. You do the digital try on. They have a frame for every face, so they have they always have like girl names. I forget what my girl. I have different styles, but they're all named after girls. And you do the digital try on, and then they look great, and you know it, and you can feel sure about it. And they're affordable. The base frames start at $60. Toppers are $25. So free shipping on U.S. orders. It's such a great service. Show off new sides of yourself this year. Go to paireyewear.com. Use code BCP for 15% off your first pair and support the show by mentioning that the Brain Candy Podcast sent you in your post-checkout survey. That's PAIR, eyewear.com, code BCP.
Love it.
And they have all those collections. I mean,
Yeah, and the holidays are coming up. That's a fun one. I feel like if
That's
you're a
true.
teacher or if you work
so
in like
cute.
a doctor's office or like anywhere,
Yeah.
Dental
Whimsy.
office, like, yeah, a little. I would like that. Where you have to wear like a uniform. That'd be fun.
Okay, so in Nat Geo, the article was about the linguistics of like pet nicknames, like how they evolve over time.
Oh my gosh, I love a pet nickname where it's like everything turns into something else,
Yes.
and it's a weird. Next thing you know, somebody named Rhonda is Mr. Pickles.
That's
You're like,
right.
what?
And
How
then
did we
you
get
could
there?
track it. Like
Yes.
you can like think,
Like,
well, it
well,
came from this and then it went to this.
I can do it. I mean, at school, my nickname with some of my friends is Barracuda, and they were like, how did you get to that? And it was like, well, it was Sarah, then it was Sarah Bear, then it was Sarah Bear, then it was just Barracuda.
Right.
And it was like, okay, now it's Barracuda.
Isn't
That is very
fun?
different than Sarah.
Yeah. I love it though. And it is true though, because we do like I do that with Link. We have like I call him Lucius, Luscious, Lush, all kinds of weird stuff. Why?
It's
You
so
know?
funny.
Because when they're babies, especially, you start saying like, "You're so delicious, you're luscious, you're Lucius," and it's like every family has their own
Yep.
like weird language that is like gobbledygook outsiders. But anyway, this was cute because it was saying that in part of what scholars believe is the reason that we have these very elaborate nicknames that evolve over time for our children, but also our pets, is because like when you compare it to other languages, for example, they were comparing it to Italian. In Italian, there are all sorts of diminutives that people could employ.
Throw on the ending that
Yeah.
makes it like Sarah Sarita or something like that. I think that's Spanish, but you get it.
Yeah, but in the US, we really just have like, Susan becomes Susie.
Right.
We just add the E on the end, and it's like, okay, fine, but it's not enough.
Yeah.
And so, like in Italy, they don't do this. They have cute names, and
they don't do the thing where the name of interesting.
Yes, this
Because
is
the
us-
language allows for more playful and like identifying
like they have a system.
endings. They have a system for. Okay, tell me more. I love
Yeah,
this.
so in English, we're sort of desperate for them. And so then we have to sort of create them, and that we just are at the mercy of our own creativity, I guess. And we explore these like alternative avenues to express like empathy and affection. And
Wow, that is kind of fucked up. That empathy and affection in a way are not
Right,
built
they're not-
into our language.
right, this explains
We're
a
desperate
lot.
for that.
Yeah. Right, so we have to sound like morons with our pets.
Or like our language is about as flavorful as maybe the food that white people make.
It's like utilitarian.
Okay, that is.
And it's not romantic or flowery. And
No.
so, yeah. And so that was an explanation I didn't see coming and I thought was insightful. I also think it's funny. Like, can you imagine being a scholar and having like a PhD and then explaining that you study like
Goo goo
pet
gaga. Yeah.
Because one lady that they were talking about who's a scholar, they said that she studies the way that people ventriloquize their pets. You know how,
I do this so much.
right? Right. Like, and we use it as a way to like talk to another person, but through our dogs. Or
We totally do this.
and how it's a way to maintain and solidify relationships and families and friendships or whatever, but that we create this like buffer. And sometimes parents will use the pet to say something that they have a hard time saying
Yes.
to the kid.
I've seen women do this with that Mr. Something wants a kiss. And it's really like the person like behind the dog, like,
Right.
asking
desperate for love.
Yes, is desperate for love. Uh-huh.
But I just think that's so funny that a scholar is having to tell people like, well,
Well,
you know how you do this
some
thing
people
with your
cure
dog?
cancer.
Yeah.
Some people.
But it is important, of course. We learn so much from linguistics,
do.
but like it's just a funny little niche that this poor woman has to explain.
Well,
to
I feel the
everyone.
same thing about the guy whose job it is to check to see the genders of turtles, and the only way to do that is to get them turned on, so they're using the vibrator. Remember that story?
Yes.
The guy's like using a vibrator on the turtle.
He's a turtle fluffer.
He's a turtle fluffer. So you got to tell people that's worse.
Okay, let me tell you what funny story, listeners, about when we were in Denver. I had a half of an edible, okay?
Yeah.
Wait, you weren't there? Oh, I told you about it later. Okay, Sarah was not there, but I was at with her girlfriend, and my friend Kelly asked the girlfriend like what her job is. Am I allowed to say it? Because then I
Yeah.
can't tell this story. Okay, okay. And again, I'm high. Okay. And she starts saying, and you know how time kind of stands still?
Yes,
it
it
felt
does.
like it took a while for the word to come out of her mouth. She was saying that she's a prostitutist. But about halfway through that word, I didn't think that's how it was going to end. And I like couldn't contain myself. That was the funniest thing I'd ever heard. And I was like, they have to come up with a different name. You can't go around telling people you're a prostitutist. Prostitutist. Anywho, thanks for listening. It's still funny to me. I swear. It's great. All right. I'll move on.
It is a hard one to say, and everybody does look at me twice when I say that. But then she was also very impressed that I was able to pronounce that word so quickly in our relationship.
Because imagine if they don't know her or anything about her, and they just say, "Oh, what does your girlfriend do?" And you start saying prostitute.
Prostitutist. They go, huh? What?
They are getting psyched out of their minds for what's about to happen. This is going to be great.
It's still a cool
It's
job.
still great. It is a very cool job. It's just a distracting name.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to have one of our world famous debates, although I'm pretty sure we will land on the same side.
Okay, I love a debate.
There was an article in The Cut about a trend on TikTok of people having those videos, well, people at their weddings smashing cake into their wives.
I hate it more than anything.
It's disgusting. And
Yeah.
evidently there's a very popular thing now on TikTok where, in particular, these videos go viral wherein it's clearly not playful and it's clearly not both people enjoying
Agreed.
it reciprocally. Yeah. It is a man basically assaulting
Yeah.
his bride on their wedding day with the sort of guise of cake tomfoolery.
Yeah.
And I, number one, want to say, why the hell is this a thing to begin with? Why has this ever become a thing?
Okay. Question.
Thank you.
Well, I know where it used to be the thing of I feed you a piece of cake, you feed me. Like that bite, like the first bite of cake, there's like something symbolic about you're supposed to like feed the person a piece.
Yeah.
And I get that, but
Do
then I
you?
think people took that to I
Why
get
is
how
that
that
a
could be
thing?
like a tradition. I don't know.
I get
mean,
why it could be, but
yeah.
I'm saying, why are we still doing that?
I don't think we should. I think it's dumb.
Yeah.
And then I think that it is the like these are little boys who this is like the, I could just
Okay,
I
if
feel
it's like a true joke, like you're trying to be silly, but
no,
these-
this isn't. These are the same guys who think it's funny to pant somebody.
Okay, but I just don't understand how these men could actually, in their minds, think the pantsing would be equivalent to like ruining their, even if it's playful.
I could tell you because they don't have these guys. The ones who do something like
Yeah.
this have no idea of They have no idea what it took to. Like, they couldn't name all the items in a woman's makeup bag. If you show them an eyelash curler, they're like, oh, what's that? They're those kind of guys.
Yeah.
And this is why people say men, especially these like sexist men, are really like love men more than they love women. Because
Yes.
what they're trying to do here is get on the good side or win the affection of the men
audience.
watching. And it's not the women watching they care about. It's just, will my boys think this is funny? And that becomes more important than the emotions, experience, whatever of the woman standing
the
next to him.
humiliation.
Yes, that is what they're going for. And that's like, when you look at these guys, you're like, do you even like women? Because you
For real.
don't care about them. You don't want them to,
They're
you don't want to
resentful.
hang out with them. You don't like anything. You're not interested in anything they're interested in. Sounds kind of like you love men.
Really does.
All of them.
And this one psychologist in the article speculated that part of the driver too is that they've just been like, quote unquote, reduced to this sort of submissive, sort of vulnerable state in the wedding where they're basically like, please love me. Like, be devoted to me. I'll be devoted to you. And that this can be seen as some sort of like balancing of that equilibrium where they're like, but I'm still a man and I'm still like the boss. Like, go fuck yourself.
I hate it. Do you know, have you ever been to a wedding where someone's done that?
I've seen that, the smashing into the face. I've never seen it where I thought like it was violent.
We're talking, I need to see some of
Oh my
these.
God, you wouldn't believe it. Like, to me, it's like scary.
I want to look.
Okay. They said if you put in cake smash
Yeah, that's what
on
I was gonna
TikTok
guess.
that they come up, but I can send you like the violent ones. But like there's this one video of this guy basically chasing his bride into a corner. So she's backed literally into a corner.
No!
Yeah, and she's begging him, please don't. And then he does it so hard that she falls to the ground. He smashes all of her dress, gets up, walks away smiling. Yeah.
These are terrible.
Terrible. It worries me. Because there's no way some guy that's doing that publicly is like super great behind closed doors.
Nope.
I'll tell you what is great behind closed doors.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And that is my Caraway cookware and bakeware. And that's no joke because do you see how great they look?
Beautiful.
It's the rainbow of colors. We have this awesome brainiac who sent me this message, and she's going through a tough time, and she's going through a breakup, and she felt like she needed to do something to like remind herself that she had value. And she decided to buy the whole Caraway cookware set in matte black because she's like a witchy woman, you know.
Nice. Love it.
And she just really felt like it was symbolic of like a new start. And
Yes.
I thought that was really
dishes
cool.
do feel like that.
It does.
I remember getting divorced and being like, I do not want any pots or pans that we cooked on together.
For real. I can totally see that. And I really was moved by her story. And I think it's cool that she was able to, you know, find something that made her feel better. And it'll make you feel better too, because these are non-toxic. They're non-stick. They work amazingly. They're gorgeous. If you've been eyeing their internet famous 12-piece cookware set, now's the perfect time to buy. You can shop Caraway risk-free, enjoy fast, free shipping, easy returns, and a 30-day trial. Plus, if you visit carawayhome.com/braincandy10, you take an additional 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners, so visit carawayhome.com/braincandy10 or use code braincandy10 at checkout. Caraway is non-toxic cookware made modern.
Love it.
So what do you think of these videos?
I hate them.
Horrifying, right?
It is horrifying.
What the
And
fuck are you doing?
I mean, just weddings, I feel like
Yeah.
are crazy,
Yeah.
insane now too.
You're right. There's a lot of stuff at weddings that is sort of, I don't know, the canary in the coal mine.
Oh God, this one put it in her hair.
Now Sarah's going to be watching these like,
I'm
that's
so
gonna
mad.
think you love them.
No, these guys are terrible.
When you're on TikTok, can you thumbs down so they know, like, I don't like this one bit?
You can say like, don't show me other videos like this.
Yeah, but something tells me And it takes a minute to get the hint.
Oh, I think so too. Oh, that's so bad.
At any rate, I feel like if you're
I just,
getting
like-
married and your partner does any of this,
This is not happening in lesbian relationships.
I can't even imagine that.
I can't imagine that.
No way. Or gay guys. I can't picture.
So you think that it's like on that day, she gets a little bit of attention and he wants to take that back?
Well, they did say what you said, that there's a performative aspect for him to do for his friends and to sort of reassert his manliness after this sort of like ceremony.
Oh, look at how you just said, I love you and I do. And you're just a little, yeah.
You're
oh,
whipped.
you're in love.
Yes.
Yeah. So
they
now
have to,
you
like,
have to
counter that. But like the staining of the dress, the makeup and the hair, that is all bad enough. But then like some of these brides get bloody noses and stuff.
Dude,
I'll tell you what.
that's grounds for divorce right there.
Absolutely. And the beauty
I
of
feel
it
like
is-
you should get married, do the ceremony, then file the paperwork after the wedding because that
Yeah,
could tell you a lot.
doesn't everyone do that?
No. I feel like everyone goes and gets it all formalized before.
that's insane.
That's definitely what happens. What I did. That's what a lot of people do.
I
And
didn't
then
even know that
the
was
actual
an option.
wedding is just like kind of going through the motions of it. Because
How
you've
did you
already,
get like your clergyman or whatever to sign it? Because that's where
I don't think you actually need that in a lot like in the state of like you don't really need that. That's more for
Oh my god!
because we just had to go to the courthouse. You know how people
Wow.
do that?
No, I mean, yeah,
Like, oh, I'm
originally.
going to the courthouse. Like that is it. You just go there and you file your paperwork to get married.
But then we had to have it signed by the officiant, and then you send it in, and that's when it becomes like official.
I just had to have it signed by 2 witnesses.
Oh my god! Well, you're right. If they were doing that beforehand, they shouldn't, because the
Yeah,
wedding
that's-
is the real.
Uh-huh. I learned a
happens.
lot on my wedding night.
Oh my god, that's a funny thing to say without any further explanation.
I'll say no more. I just want to say that.
All right. Well, anyway, please don't do these smashers. But
Don't
if,
do it. Nobody's
yeah.
listening to us is doing that.
that's true. Well, I don't know. It's a very strong tradition, and so like
It's
lot of people
not.
just-
It's not. That is this is really funny. When I've recently been like, I wonder why we do this and looked up. We were just
it
doing
was like
this about something
1962. Yes.
later than that. It was like the 80s where it
Oh,
was like this
man.
became a thing and I was like, what was it? We were just looking it up. Were you
You sh-
here?
I think I remember that, but I don't remember what it was.
And we thought it was going to be a long history of this and then it started.
Oh, Tooth Fairy?
Yes.
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 Yes. We were like, oh, the Tooth Fairy, that's got to be, there's a reason why it's so universal and how it's got to
Yeah.
be in different cultures. This
Yeah,
goes
like
Nope.
Santa.
They were like, freaking
We just thought of this.
the 70s, 80s.
For
like
real.
practically in your lifetime.
Yeah, it was like the Easy Bake Oven, then this happened, and then
And then-
Gem and the holograms.
Yeah. And next thing you know, we got a fucking elf on the shelf and all the tooth fairies.
Yeah.
Everybody's giving out their money to all their kids, but can't keep any in their own bank account because,
The Tooth
you know,
Fairy was
times
the
are tough
gateway
right
drug
now.
to the
Yeah.
Elf on the Shelf, for sure.
I'm getting all worked up now.
You are. I love it. So great, Sarah.
I just think it's ridiculous that these things were like, oh, it's tradition. And then I'm like, wait a sec. Is it
Yeah.
though?
Yeah.
Who
is
started this
it-
tradition?
Mm-hmm.
Because
We're
I
onto
don't,
you.
I think, right. The end.
Okay. I really enjoyed that rant. Yeah. New York Times yesterday did an article about how there's this community of people who have been bitten by sharks called Bite Club.
That's great.
It's great. It does add a little levity to it. But there's basically this one guy, he's Australian because like that's where most of them are, who was bit. And when he was at the hospital recovering, there was a gal there who had been bit a week prior. And he noticed how like much he relied on her and how they bonded really quickly. And so it inspired him to start like this group. And so anyone that he reads about
That's
that gets
great.
bit, he contacts them and says, "Welcome to Bite Club."
Huh.
And they probably don't appreciate that sometimes, but
I think that's I think that you would. I think it's from the right person. I think jokes like that, you have to have a little. Anytime I've worked with any population that outsiders would look at and go, "Oh, I feel sorry for them." Those guys make more jokes than anybody about their own situation. When I worked at the stroke boot camp, those guys were hilarious about what they would say about
just
themselves.
calling it the stroke boot camp seems funny to me.
It was they had a really good sense of humor about things, and the family did.
You have to.
You have to. And it was harder for the clinician, like the us working there, we were the ones who had to adjust to the sense of humor and be like, guys, it's okay. Everybody's gonna be all right. Like,
Yeah.
you can make these jokes. Like, you do it tastefully, of course, and with the parents' permission, or kind of just like let the parents joke and then laugh about it. But the families would make some funny jokes.
It's healing,
It's
sure.
healing. And firefighters do it, and nurses do it, and you have to do that to survive. Therapists do it. We all have to.
Yeah.
Not about people, but about our own situations and about like.
I'm sorry, but the human condition is funny.
It is.
It's funny. We are all here. We don't know why. We poop and we pee.
And
I mean, it's all so weird.
And somehow we're like, oh, let's make them all pay taxes. It's just crazy.
For real. I saw this video of a 5-star pet hotel, and it was so stupid and silly to watch that it actually made me realize how stupid and silly humans can be in the same way.
Yes.
Like we pretend like we are deserving of, fancy stuff, but we are all just like bags of bones.
We are bags of bones, and we are not. I always laugh when I am somebody who enjoyed this for so long. I loved the air conditioning seats in my old Jeep where the air would blow up.
I didn't
I'm
even know
just
there
like,
was such a thing.
oh my God, they were so nice. There were seats that had like the little perforated holes in it, and the air conditioning would like blow up through the seats. Oh, so lovely. And I just thought my ancestors would be ashamed of me.
For
right
real.
now. That I'm like,
Every
my
time
butt's too sweaty sitting in my leather seats. Oh, let me put on my air conditioning for just my tush. Oh, but my feet are cold. Let me turn on the heat for just my toes. What? They slept in fucking caves.
It's embarrassing. Honest to God, every time I think of my grandpap in this steel mill and I have to say that I'm a podcaster, it's totally embarrassing. Like they were sweating. Just
so
hard
funny.
labor. And I'm on here like on the mic. This is my job. This is my job.
We
right
make
now.
poo jokes.
So I think all of that is very funny, but you're right. I mean, you have to be in the in-group to be making jokes about
Yes, you do.
shark bites. But I wanted to ask you something because, of course, part of the whole point, and we all know this to be true about our specific circumstances as people, there's always that refrain about like, it just feels good to know that someone else has gone through what you've gone through.
Totally.
If you're a survivor of whatever, to meet someone else who shares that. And people, even on our dumb shows, feel this kinship because there's the shorthand, you've experienced the same stuff. Why do you think that is such a intrinsic part of being human? Is that desire to feel?
I think because the opposite is such a true feeling. That we all, there's got to be something biological that our brain does that says, it's a reason why we say, I'm the only one who's gone through this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I bet we could kind of have some guesses as to why that might be. That if you were an animal, if you're like a human and you're a social creature and you believe, well, everybody's gone through this for something really tragic, you might not put enough attention to that. You might not, there's got to be some sort of like safety element. There's some purpose to there's some secondary gain to just gain from holding on to that belief as people. The same way I think there's a reason why it makes very good sense biologically and for our survival that good things don't last, that like time flies when you're having fun, and the opposite's true when things aren't fun. I think it forces you to change your situation. If you for like say we didn't have this urge to like, ooh, that's uncomfortable,
Yes.
I hope this doesn't last forever.
Yeah.
We might be in a situation where like our hand is burning over a
Yeah.
flame and we wouldn't even notice because we're like, well, I guess it's not going to last forever. It wouldn't, it's like, well, you better move it because what if this lasts for, so I could see like the purpose. So I feel like there's got to be something in us that for social connection, that we reach out to others from that.
Yeah.
There's a purpose
Yeah, because
to that.
we need to, we need a tribe. Like you need to,
that's what it usually boils down to is we need a tribe, and we avoid isolation and rejection.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So the feeling of this is I'm on my own here. This is all mine is survival probably.
Yeah.
Like you're saying. And then likewise, the urge to feel connected is also survival.
And maybe that feeling of I'm all on my own here. If you saw anybody who even had a little bit of like shared, like, okay, take that shark bite, for example. Say you're feeling like, oh my God, I'm on my own here. I'm the only one dealing with this. And you're, going on, you're outside one day and you see somebody who has similar looking marks from a bite, like a scar. You might be in that feeling of, oh man, I'm so alone here. You might be more vulnerable with that person, and you might open up more and say, hey, just out of curiosity, how did you get that scar? Because it wouldn't happen to be a shark bite like this one. There's some where if you didn't feel alone, you might not be as as vulnerable and as willing to like open up and connect to somebody. So maybe there's some sort of like, at the littlest sign of connection, smallest sign of connection or similarities, we become more vulnerable, and then closer connections are formed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
go with that.
I think you worked through that.
I think those are
I really do. That makes sense to me.
Just putting my good old humanities associate's degree to work. Yeah.
Well, because they were saying that what we often hear when you haven't been bitten, what we often hear is you can go in the ocean. Shark bites are exceedingly rare. Like, don't worry.
Yeah.
The flip side of that is it is exceedingly rare. So they often are alone in their community. There's not tons of shark bite victims running around. Mm-hmm. And that they can feel very lonely and isolated and aren't even sure just about symptoms if they're normal.
Yeah.
So this group is so useful. And you can imagine that the recovery sucks ass, but like, I don't know what it is. It must be all those darn teeth or something, but there's something about the injury itself that, you just imagine like they lose their limb and that's sort of the end of it. But there's some sort of nerve problem that can come. Where they have like excruciating pain for sometimes ever. And it must be something specific about the way that the shark injures these people. And so, they get advice from each other and all that stuff.
Gosh, that's
a lot
scary.
of them have dreams, and some of them some of them try to go back into the ocean and be strong or whatever, be brave, but then they have like hallucinations.
Oh my God. I could not. Nope. I
laugh out of like, it's like a nervous laugh. Like, that'd be so horrific. And this lady was so proud of herself. She was like, I thought, no, I love the ocean. I'm going to get back in there. And then she would like see this shark coming at her with teeth.
Oh, fuck that. I would. And I think poor Australia.
I know.
I really feel bad for them because here's something. They have the nice weather year round. They have like the water you can go in the water year round.
Yeah.
So I think that they have higher numbers because more people are in the water there. year
And
round.
don't sharks like warm water, I think, maybe?
Yeah. And like, so
Yeah.
it feels like that but there are sharks all over the place, and they're really not, for how many people are going in the water, they're not biting as many people
They
as we
all say
think they
that.
are.
They're not mad at the sharks.
Oh yeah, because they're really, I mean,
Sarah.
we're getting more dog bites than we are shark bites, and we're all still fine with dogs.
Well, that's what they say. They tell you it's exceedingly rare and it's more likely to get bit by a person than a shark,
Yeah.
which is true. There's a lot of lunatics around. And you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But anyway, I think it's real cute. And the article's in the New York Times if you want to read it. I'll tell you what else is real cute, and that is the friggin' groceries that come in my Hungry Root box.
It's not
I mean-
cute. It's just plain old, this makes sense. I
does.
cannot go to the grocery store without somehow spending $75 every time I walk in there to get like
Yeah,
4
it ain't
things.
cheap.
And then I'm like, this isn't even a meal. And I am out of ideas. I don't want to do it. So
I don't
I
wanna
am
think
so
about it.
glad. I don't either. So I'm so glad that Hungry Root is there because it takes care of all of that. It has the meals that I want to make. I can just do regular grocery shopping, or I could get those really fast, like already prepped meals.
grab
that I
and
just-
go.
Yes, which I'm getting hungry now just thinking of this.
They have top quality meat and seafood with no hormones or antibiotics. They offer organic, non-GMO options. You can customize and make it just what you want. And with back to school, trust me, you don't want to have to think about it either. Take advantage of this exclusive offer for a limited time. Get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/braincandy and use code braincandy. That's hungryroot.com/braincandy, code braincandy to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/braincandy, code braincandy. Alrighty, next up. I mean, there was a really good article written by that Amanda Knox in The Atlantic.
Yeah, I just read one by her that I thought was really good. What did you read?
Was this recent?
Yeah.
Oh, this was about evil. What is evil?
Yeah, I did read that.
Oh my gosh, you're fast. I mean, did you not think it was good?
I did, but I think it was like I was like, this is a lot of information.
Okay, well, just a refresher. Of course, Amanda Knox was wrongfully accused of murdering her roommate in Germany.
Oh my God, this is so funny because I read that. I said I saw Amanda Knox and I said to myself, nah, this is going to be another Faith Hill situation.
Atlantic only hires like,
if you're wondering, there's
Celebrity
a writer
named.
named Faith Hill, and she's not the Faith Hill you're thinking. So I had to specify on a previous episode, and I felt like this was going to be the same thing with Amanda Knox, so I didn't even write it down.
yeah, this is Amanda Knox was falsely accused of murdering her roommate. I think it was in Germany, somewhere in Europe,
Yeah,
and Italy. And then it was overturned, thankfully. They found the real killer, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, she has sort of since reinvented herself as like an expert on crime, true crime, and I guess sort of this weird culture that now obsesses over it. And she has an interesting perspective, of course, because she's been on the receiving end as the accused.
Mm-hmm.
And so in this article, I, of course, am intrigued because I study this stuff and I talk to all the criminals and everything. And I am constantly feeling like I have to say things that make people very uncomfortable. Namely, that I don't think there is like an evil person and then like the rest of us regulars.
I agree. Yeah.
That the line is very blurry and that we are all capable of doing really terrible things. I think there are certain people that lack like a conscience as we know it and whatever. But the article was describing why this sort of idea of calling someone evil is just like not productive or useful in understanding why people do this stuff to begin with.
Absolutely.
She was using the example of that Idaho killer, Kohlberger guy, who went into that house and killed all those little young people, and really doesn't seem to feel bad about it.
No, it seems like no remorse.
Yeah, no reaction, no nothing, no explanation, and we still don't know what drove him to do it. And anyway, she was saying how there was an example of a man who did like a mass killing in Texas or somewhere and killed a police officer, killed a bunch of, they're all strangers. And then when he was, I think he died by suicide and he left a note. And in it, he said, you know, I don't know what happened. Like I used to be this other nice kind of guy, but now I have all these violent thoughts and impulses that, you know, he basically couldn't control. And one of the people he killed was his wife. And he said, I love my wife, but I just have this desire now. And he asked that his brain be studied upon his death, not unlike these people with CTE, right?
Yeah.
And so they did. And they did an autopsy and found that he had a brain tumor. And it was pressing on his amygdala.
Yes.
And that, of course, is the part of the brain that regulates emotion and fear, anxiety, and aggression, all that stuff. And that it changed the way that a lot of people see the neurophysiology of
absolutely
this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she was basically asking if every killer had a tumor or some sort of actual thing we could see that explained it, would it change how we handle it? Of course, people should be punished.
Absolutely.
But maybe we would do things differently.
Yes. It would rewrite a lot of things. I think it would make people question certain religious beliefs and evil and all of that.
Because it sort of makes you confront the idea that a lot of what we do has external factors that inform those choices.
That are so...
our
that
childhood.
Yes.
Everything.
Everything.
Our education, where we are born.
And it wouldn't matter how good you were or how hard you worked. You would still have that brain tumor. You could pray all you want. You could do whatever. You could give all your money away. You'd still be.
Well, it seems like a lot of the trouble with, I think we all agree these people have mental illness. So, you know, that a healthy person doesn't typically murder strangers for no reason, right? But that because it's not an actual physical thing like a tumor,
right.
It doesn't have the same like compassion-inducing effect.
Yeah, and I think more people think it's a choice.
Yeah,
I think they can accept. Oh yeah, there's mental illness, but I still think that people have this like feeling of they could choose to do right or do wrong. And I think
do you
with
think
this
they
situation,
cannot?
I think with this guy, it seems like he can't.
The tumor guy or the Kohlberger?
Tumor guy.
Yeah. Well,
tumor guy. Right. And then it makes me think about the schizophrenia article that you discussed the other week.
Yeah.
Where it's like, shit, man, we should just be scanning everybody's brains to avoid incarceration down the road.
It's basically what she's saying is we know so little about the brain that it is still so mysterious and confusing, and that if we had a full understanding, it would change how society behaved, how we operate, all the laws and punishments. But we don't, so we just say he's evil.
Yes,
and
that
silly.
It in a way that is the same. This feels like what we used to do with making up stories about the god of thunder and the god of this and the god of that before we had the explanation of, what was going on in our weather with tools to measure it. And this kind of feels the same, that we still don't know so much about the human mind that we just say that's magic. That basically.
Exactly. Yeah, and it also prevents us from really kind of addressing it in a way that's actually helpful.
Right.
And
it's very victim blaming, and that's easier I think for people to accept that, like, to blame an individual and say, oh, it's just this person who was evil, than it is for people to accept that at any moment they could be that person or their loved one could be that person. or like that is too much for the mind to like think about. So we're just like, no, we just won't think about that.
Yeah. All right. Last thing. I read an article basically exploring the fun thing that we like to talk about. Does your name determine who you become?
Yeah.
You know, I love this
I
as
love
a
it too.
Meister.
I would be a
As
totally
a
different
Rice.
person if I were Sarah without an H.
Do you believe that?
I mean, maybe. Yeah, I do. It's like
Yeah.
different vibes.
I mean, that's kind of what the article is saying. Because this isn't, I mean, as much as I love the last name thing that I won't shut up about, this is really about first names. And it was looking at the whole body of research over time because there's like some contradictions, but
Yeah.
I thought a lot of the little facts were fun. So we're just going to kind of rip through them. Let me see what the source is. This was in The New Yorker. Why Your Name Matters by Maria Konakova. Okay. So they were looking at a study wherein men that had unusual names were more likely to have flunked out or to have symptoms of psychological neurosis in this
Interesting.
college than men with more sort of typical names. And they were theorizing why that would be. They had all this sort of feeling that like the unusual name made them like an outsider. And so like the normal name.
Yeah, and
just
then
made
at
them
some
fit
point
in
you
better.
probably get bullied for that name or in the early years. Okay.
Okay. They said that they found that names can influence the choice of profession, which is the
What
joke
kind of names are we talking about for unusual?
So like the Mikes were doing fine, but the Barians were having trouble. A rare name, the professors surmised, had a negative psychological effect on its bearer. And that was sort of the first study that then even hinted that this could be a thing. So then all the studies that came after were trying to like replicate it and build upon it and see whether it held up or whatever. Okay. So it can affect your choice of profession, where you live, who you marry, the grades you
Jeez.
earn, the stocks you invest in, whether you're accepted to
Whoa.
a school or hired for a particular job, and the quality of your work in a group setting. That's all the things they found that
Is it
can-
really worth it, parents? What?
Are you saying like go with Mike?
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, I feel like this is funny because don't you think right now we have this belief, or like parents, I'll say, right, I feel like now more than ever are like, protect my child from this. I don't want them to go through any pain. I don't want them to struggle, blah, 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 blah. We try to like make life easy for kids. And those same parents are like naming their freaking kid weird stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like their kid is so special that they need a special name that's like really unique and different, but not realizing that this attempt to make them special and unique and like different is actually more detrimental to their well-being.
Yeah. I would love to know the data on how many names are in this sort of like other category now, you know, the other, like
Yeah.
you're the only one at your school with that name. Because if I look at the roster at Lincoln School, they all have the same names still. It's all
Yeah.
the Liams and the
Yep.
Haydens
Luke
and
and
whatever.
Liam and Hayden.
Noah.
And, yep.
It's, you know, and all the
Eli.
girls are Sophia.
There's a million Elis now.
I think that's the red car effect.
I don't know. I'm like, really? Another kid named Eli? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it seems like everyone still has the same names. It's just trends, but whatever. Okay. So Our names can even determine whether we give money to disaster victims. It says if we share an initial with the name of a hurricane, we are far more likely to donate to relief funds after it hits.
That is weird.
It's weird.
People are weird. We're influenced by so much. And this might not be, you might be thinking, like, not me. But if you look at everybody and you just see a little shift and you see that it doesn't take much for things to be statistically significant.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really interesting.
They also did a study where they looked at siblings. So if one sibling had a name that was like more stereotypically black versus a name that is more stereotypically white, but they were both of the same race, they said that the stereotypically black named children were met with lower expectations from teachers.
That's messed up.
But they did say that there is, to a certain degree, a situation where a lot of it is about class and geography. Mm-hmm. And this, I think it was a pediatrician, would ask his patients, do you know what the number one predictor is of your child's, health? Zip code.
Yeah.
And that we put we need the special monitor. We need the camera thingy and this digital blah, blah, blah. But, almost everything is predetermined by race, class, education.
Yes. And the differences in like, I got the perfect, baby monitor, whatever. Don't make that big of a difference over, does your child have food and water and is living in the right zip code kind of thing. Like, that's pretty much what matters.
They did give a specific example of a boy named DeMarcus is estimated to have a 1.1 percentile points lower math and reading scores than his brother named Dwayne, all things being equal otherwise. And DeMarcus would in turn have 3/4 of a percentile ranking higher test score than his brother named Daquan.
Okay.
So there's like a spectrum of whatever.
It's rooted in racism and
and
class.
Conversely, children with Asian sounding names were met with higher expectations.
Oh my gosh.
Were more frequently placed in gifted programs.
Oh my gosh.
When you control for other things.
Man.
So lots in a name is the point.
A whole bunch. It matters. And that's why you got to think about those cats' names.
My God. Rhonda, help me.
Help me, Rhonda.
Yeah, all right. Well, I think that's a good bookend. So I hope you all think of me as the crazy cat lady now.
Yes, I will. And Susie would be the lady who has a lot of cats.
You know what? I would do it again.
Oh, you love it.
No.
Oh, you loved him being behaved.
It was successful. It was an effective parenting technique.
It was.
Whether you believe in bribery or not.
I'm for that. That it was great. No and in a very important year. And now he learned that he could do it.
We're going to have a lot of cats.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, everyone. Please use our codes. Go to thebraincandypodcast.com to find them if you forget them. And join our patreon.com/braincandy if you like reality TV or, more silly content. We'll see you next time. Bye.